Hello, friends. All right, I'm really excited to talk to you about abundance this month. I picked abundance, well, for a bunch of reasons, really, but I mostly picked it because there's so many of you asking me about this and asking how to really make a big shift here. And there's lots of things you can do to manifest more money or more means or more of whatever you want in your life that will work one time. And there's lots of things that you can do when you're manifesting. There are little tips and tricks that will help you manifest better and faster. But what I wanted to focus on this month is that, but also how to really manifest, like, always from a better place, always from a bigger spot. Okay. Hey, Mary, glad that you're here. And so I want you to be able to understand the concept of the abundance thermostat so you can really reset it. So anytime you go to manifest stuff, when you're using all your tips and tricks, when you get to that point, you already have your thermostat setting up, or you know to adjust it when you feel like you're kind of limiting yourself. All right. So what we're going to start with, and please feel free to ask questions the whole time. I love answering questions. It's like my jam. So do it. Ask questions. Give me scenarios you have going on, and if I can answer it, I will totally answer it for you. Okay. So for your abundance thermostat, you got to start with seeing where is it currently set, and what exactly is your abundance thermostat. Like what the heck does that mean, right? So your abundance thermostat is the current setting that you have that says this is the amount of abundance that I'm comfortable with. It's not even this is the amount of abundance I deserve. This is the amount of abundance I'm comfortable with. Now you add into that mix what you feel like you're worth, hey Rosie, and what you feel like you're able and powerful enough to do. That gets into the mix, but the thermostat setting is much more set on like what you think is possible for you. And it has a lot to do with what you're putting out into the world and how you're able to receive. Okay. So Rosie said, I would love to hear your take on the law of attraction. Awesome. I will absolutely. So I'll work that right into this, Rosie. So the way that the law of attraction works is it's an energetic signal that you send out and the universe responds to that. All right. So the law of attraction, I honestly don't love that it's called a law because I think that sounds sort of strange and sort of misleading as to what it actually is. It's much more of like a vibration or a frequency that you tune into in order to get the thing that you want. So how the way that energy works is like energy attracts like energy. So if you are putting signals out into the world that you want to meet your soulmate, but you're spending a lot of time questioning your own worth and feeling like it's not going to be possible for you, or feeling like when you do meet someone, they're going to break your heart. Well, that energetic frequency goes out, and that is what you attract. You actually attract people who support and treat you the way that you're already treating yourself and the things that you already put up with and accept. Okay? Makes sense? So what you send out comes back to you in the form of opportunity. So a lot of people read the book The Secret, which I love and totally recommend you reading. I'm not like ranking on the book, but a lot of people read it and felt like, oh, so I just have to think about having $1 million and say, send me $1 million and $1 million will show up tomorrow and I don't have to do anything. I can take a nap and eat chocolates in bed. Not exactly. The law of attraction will bring you the opportunities and the ability to get the things that you want, but you have to take action. You have to do the work, and action is a very key part in the law of attraction. Rosie says, totally agree. Law, yeah. The idea of it being a law sounds to me sort of like this is a rule you have to follow in order to attract abundance. Not exactly what it is. It's much more of a philosophy or a universal truth. I just tend to like those terms better. That's just how it works, right? So the universe never just sends you stuff like, hey Jamie, hey Sharon, hey, like let's just send you this today. That sounds fun, like randomly. That's not possible. That's not how it works. The universe can only respond to you. So it's always sending you things in response to what your soul is asking for. So in order to get new and different things, you have to think and feel differently about these different things. So if you're saying, I want more money in my life, I don't have enough money. you think the same thoughts and take the same actions and feel the same way about money, that's not going to change. It's going to stay exactly how it is because the law of attraction is responding to the thoughts you're thinking and the emotions you're feeling when you think them. And that sends out a frequency to the universe to which it responds to you and sends you back. Okay? The universe also, in its delivering of opportunities to you, will also send you like challenges and messages, and not to punish you, not at all, to help you up level your beliefs, to help you move through something with your new set of belief, your new thoughts and your new emotions. It'll help you move through that by saying, hey, get through this and apply this here. Let's challenge you here so that you grow and expand in this direction so that you are now ready to be able to accept the thing that you're asking for. Because before this, you weren't sending out the right signal. So this is like, think of it as a signal adjustment. Okay, so that's how that works. So when you are looking at what's my abundance thermostat, like what the heck does that mean? Has she lost her mind? Is she crazy? She's talking about a thermostat. What that is what's the setting you have for attracting abundance to your life? And so abundance covers money, it covers opportunity, any kind of means to do something. It covers feelings, like feeling good, all positive things, material things, all of that, friends, tribe, all of that stuff is covered in the abundance umbrella. So if you are someone who's really got your thermostat down to like a 20, hey Stacy, you're like, you know what, 20 degrees, that's what my thermostat setting's at. And you're asking the universe to send you something that's like an 80-degree thing. It's not going to work because you have not set that to that. You're not currently comfortable with receiving at that level. All right. So there's two ways that you can look at what your current thermostat is set at. Attaching a number to it, like we do in this month's meditation, is really, really helpful for you to make adjustments to it. It makes it concrete and real. And so I really suggest that you do that. But just know that the number is something that we're adding in. It's not actually set at a number. It's set at much more of a frequency. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense to you. So if you are trying to go, okay, what is my thermostat set at? How the heck am I going to figure this out? Or why is it set here? How am I going to make adjustments? You need to get to know what makes up that number. So there are two key elements. So the first is receiving and the second is giving. So hey Cheryl, your comfort level with giving and your comfort level with receiving both factor in to create your abundance number. Okay, so let's take the more obvious one for a minute, which is receiving. Okay, so obviously if you're not comfortable receiving $1 million, then $1 million isn't going to come to you, right? Hey Michelle, glad that you're here. No worries about being like, oh, you're doing the meditation. Perfect. I think I realized I'm broken. My number was 0. Oh yeah, we got to lift that up for sure. So if you are someone who's not a good receiver, I used to be one of these people. If you are not good at receiving stuff from the universe, receiving stuff from other people, receiving from anything, then you're going to have a lot of difficulty getting abundance and good things to come into your life because you need to be open to what the universe has for you. So even down to, can you receive a compliment? If someone says, oh my gosh, you look so nice today, can you receive that from them? Can you say thank you? Or do you push it away? Do you say no thanks and go, oh, no, I look like a mess. I didn't even have time to do my hair today and I haven't showered in 3 weeks. Like, do that, because that is a sign that you're not good at receiving. You're not comfortable with receiving. Let's say someone wants to do something nice for you and the person in line in front of you buys your coffee for you. Do you feel good about that coffee, or do you spend the rest of the day feeling like completely off kilter that someone did something kind for you and you didn't get to see them or thank them, and maybe there was no one behind you and you didn't have the ability to buy it for someone else? Does that throw you off, or can you accept that? Can you receive at that level? When someone says, oh, like, do you want to go on this vacation or go to this event or take this class or go to Heather's retreat or whatever, right? And you say, no, because I don't currently have the money for that. Then what you're saying is, I'm not powerful enough to receive the means to go there, all right? So you really want to start catching that in the discomfort with receiving? Are you not comfortable? If someone buys you a present, do you become incredibly uncomfortable, or do you appreciate it and take it? Do you feel like if someone gives you something, you have to immediately turn around and give them something, like right away, like quick, and you feel stressed until you do that? And guys, I used to feel that way. I get that, especially when it came to what I would perceive as help. All right, like, oh, let me come in and help you. Oh, I see that you're doing this. Let me come in and help you with the kids, or help you in this way, right? I would just become so incredibly uncomfortable with that, and I would like shoo it away. I wouldn't accept it well, and then I'd like rush around like a crazy person to try to help that person out, and it really was not a good place to be, because what I'm saying is I'm only comfortable receiving if I have given more first. Okay. And that's not something that you want going out to the universe. The universe doesn't see it as like, okay, well, she's comfortable receiving money as long as it comes from no one she knows, and it's from because she earned it. But she's not comfortable accepting money if it's a gift, or if she doesn't feel like she deserves it, or she's not comfortable with a compliment, so she doesn't want to receive the universe doesn't differentiate that stuff. It's not that's not a thing. It's just the frequency of giving and receiving that the universe can tell and can see. So you want to make sure across the board that you can do that. All right. Now, the other part of receiving that's important is the action you take upon receiving. So again, if you're in that place of discomfort when it comes to receiving, if you spend a lot of time stressing over that and trying to quickly give it away, then what you're going to attract, you might have the channel open, you might receive stuff, but you're going to immediately need to give it away. All right. So an example of that would be if you were trying to manifest the means to buy a new car, and you were halfway to your goal, and suddenly your current car, something happened and it needed new brakes or something, and that was the exact amount that you'd already done. And so now you had that money come in, but now you're going to give it away right away. That's because of that frequency that you have going on. That would be an example of the universe just giving that back to you, because that's what you're giving out. Got it? With me so far? Okay. Cheryl says, I buy the person behind coffee or tip the barista. Awesome. Yes. Giving is good. We're going to talk about giving in a minute. As long as you feel like you're doing it because you want to do it, not to aid the discomfort of receiving. Right? So you gotta find that line. Rosie says, I love to give and receive when others are involved. Most of my blocks have to do with myself. Riddle me this. Yes. So what that means is your self-worth happens to be connected to giving to others. And so when other people give to you, your self-worth tends to hit the ground because you've connected it to giving to them. Like, this is how I feel worthy of being connected to you, is by giving to you. So when someone gives to you, you immediately feel like you're like 3 in the hole now, and you got to like triple give to them, right? That's and Jamie says the same. That is a self-worth issue. Many empaths have attached their self-worth, totally guilty of that for sure. I still have to work on this. Have attached their self-worth to giving, okay, to helping other people, to being there for people. And so when it comes to someone doing that for us, we have a lot of trouble, because suddenly our self-worth is, we can't find it. We're like looking down on the ground. We're like, where did it go? So when that's happening, it's because your self-worth is still tied to giving. So what you're saying somewhere in your subconscious is, I'm worthy of this person's love and attention or connection if I'm giving to them, if I'm helping them, if I'm saving them, you can fill in with whatever adjective or whatever word fits that for you, right? So you want to make sure that you disconnect that, and you look at it like, receiving from someone is also a kind thing to do, right? That's very nice. Like, have you ever given someone a compliment and they refuse to accept it, and you just sitting there like, dude, I was just trying to be nice. Like, why are you like arguing with me over whether or not I like your shirt? Are you calling me a liar? So when you do that, you don't give the person what they are actually seeking. So if someone's trying to compliment you and you refuse to accept it, you're robbing them of the feel-good feeling that comes with a compliment, okay? If someone is trying to give you a gift, or trying to give you money, or trying to give you an opportunity, and you are saying no thank you, what you're doing is also saying no to the universe, because the universe has orchestrated this to you through this person. And what you're doing is sort of telling this person that you're not significant enough for me to take this from you as part of the universe giving it to me. Got it? So you don't want to be putting that stuff out because it also interrupts your connection to other people. If somebody is in the flow themselves, they'll feel motivated, they'll feel inspired to give you something. There are so many times when I just get the download that I just need to give this to this person or do this for this person. And when they don't take it, it feels yucky to me, right? Because I'm like, but my gosh, I was told to. I felt that intuitively I needed to, and you won't take it. Yikes, right? That's when that happens. It becomes really difficult, right? Because you were doing something and it felt good and it felt kind and you were doing it based on intuition. And you know that shit's going to come back around, all right? Like, that's how it works. If you give, you receive at the same time. So you interrupt that process when you get involved there. Make sense? Stacy says, I need to try to get over all of that. I love to give, still feel weird getting too many gifts from friends. Cheryl says, I have nothing but willing to give away for others. David said, so interesting. I can see why people feel guilty about accepting. Maybe it's false pride battle with their ego. Yeah, so a lot of times it is. For me, the idea of accepting help was definitely in pride. Like, no, I can handle this. But taking it a step further, it was like, well, if I can't handle this, what does that mean about me? If I need help from someone, that means my self-worth is gone, right? So it's always a self-worth tie, because the ability to attract money or means or opportunities of any kind are directly related to how you feel about your own power. So if you don't feel powerful in those moments, you're definitely not going to manifest in a bunch of money. So here's what I want you to do on the receiving side of things. I want you to work on being really great at accepting. So when you're really good at receiving and accepting, what that looks like is if someone gives you a compliment, you thank them for the compliment and you believe it to be true right away. Now, here's where some people have trouble, because some people block compliments by making up a story in their mind. They let their ego take it and run with it and say, they're tricking me. They're telling me they like my necklace, but they actually hate it and think it looks terrible. And they're saying that to me just to mess with me. They're saying that with me to somehow trick me. And if I believe it, then I got tricked. And if I get tricked, that means I'm not worthy of love. See how we spiral here? So instead, who cares why they gave you the compliment? I have had people give me very backhanded, very, very shitty compliments before that were meant to take it down. It's my choice how I take the compliment. If I decide to take it as a beautiful compliment, thank you very much that you just said that about me, thanks, and I keep going, I win. What are you going to do, take it back? When I leave, you're going to say, well, I didn't really mean that, I meant this. You're going to look like a jackass, right? So just take it and accept it. The amount of times that actually happens, though, when someone's giving you compliments is very small. Like, let's be real. As someone who has people who like to say stupid stuff to her all the time to try to take her down a peg, right? I bet a lot of you can relate to that. As that person, I can tell you that 90% of the compliments I get are genuine. They come from a kind place, all right? So get rid of that whole idea. Like, just take it and throw it away. I hate that idea. It's so stupid. Done. Just throw it away. No. Because it's really interrupting your process. And it's all a choice. What you decide is true about something is what it is. So decide different. Got it? The other thing that it looks like is, okay, so I'm trying to operate at the best version of me. And so when good things come to me, I become more fulfilled. I learn, I evolve, I grow, and I expand in a way that now I can take. Sorry, we got interrupted there for a second. I don't know what happened. My point that I was in the middle of making was not receiving stuff, not having things, not getting from the universe, not saying oh, you know what, I'm not going to take that $1 million. I'll just take $100 instead of $1 million. That doesn't give somebody else that money. That's not how that works. That doesn't mean that because you're living lesser a life that you have more to give other people. It means the opposite. It means now I'm not working on my one job, which is to make sure I'm shining as bright as possible so that I can give with what I have. All right. So you living a life where you don't have like money to like Scrooge McDuck dive and swim in does not help anybody. It helps zero people if you refuse to have that. You being, like living paycheck to paycheck and only having two outfits and driving a crappy car and living in a house that's too small does not help anybody. It helps zero people. It brings you down. It brings your life experience downward. Okay? But if you are Scrooge McDuck diving into your money every day and you have a car that you love, like every time you get in it, you're like, this car is the shiz. If you live in a house that you just love, it's your dream house and you're so excited to be in it when you're there and there's plenty of space and things you want and the decorating reflects you and you just really love the experience. If you have plenty of outfits, like you get dressed in the morning and you feel happy because you're so excited to wear this new outfit that you have, that does help other people. It helps them a lot because now you're shining as bright as you possibly can. You're showing up as the best version of yourself. All right. So when that's going on, now you have the ability to help people better. But we connect. It's such an ego thing, right? Where we connect the idea that, well, if I don't take as much and I don't take for myself, that's better. I'm calling bullshit on that ego story because that's not true. As someone who drank that Kool-Aid and believed that for a very long time, I can tell you, once you bust through that, you have so much more to give when you're doing fantastic self-care. Before I did this, I wolfed down some dinner that I was lucky enough that my amazing husband made for me. And I went and did a yoga class. All right. It was a yoga for fascial tissue. It was really cool. And I went and did that. And I did not have time. I was running around like a crazy person. I have a bajillion other things to do, but I stopped and I received that class because I noticed that my tank was getting low. I'm running around trying to do all these things. We're trying to adjust to the kids being home and my tank's getting low. So if I didn't do that, I would show up here a depleted version of myself. But if I take that time out and take that hour, go and do that, invest the amount of money into doing that and come back, now I have so much more to give you, right? Because now I have recharged my battery. Me not going and being the drained, frazzly version of myself has less for me to give to you. Make sense? Okay. Now let's look at the other side of this, which is the ability to give. Okay, so this is where people get confused. I'm going to try to keep this simple, but please ask questions if you're not sure. If you don't know, if what I'm saying, like, wait a minute, what? Ask. Okay, if you want me to go more complicated, you know I will. But to keep this on the simple side for you, the amount that you're comfortable giving is a reflection of the amount that you're comfortable receiving. And so what that means is if there was something that came up that you wanted to buy, all right, let's say it was you're scrolling through Facebook and it does that scary to me but kind of cool magic trick where it knows what you want to buy. It knows that you were looking at that shirt on that website and suddenly Facebook's got an ad for it. You're like, what? And so you see this shirt that you're like, that shirt is awesome. I love that shirt. And you click in and you want to buy that shirt. What amount would you pay for that shirt? Would you pay $20? Would you pay $40? Would you pay $50? Would you pay $100? Would you pay $2? Would you pay $0 if it's something that you really wanted? What would you do? What would you do? So that's the amount that you're willing to give out is a reflection because you also believe if you give out and you're feeling like nervous like this about money, you don't believe that you can receive it back. Okay? Let's say there's a program that you want to do to learn about this really cool new topic and you're so interested in it. And the amount of money it costs is $2,000 and you are not comfortable giving that money out, then your abundance thermostat is set below $2,000 because you're not comfortable giving it out because you don't believe it's going to come back. You don't believe you're powerful enough to receive it, either to receive it and give it out in that way or to receive it in. Now, Stacey says, my son has a book about that. Keep your bucket full and fill other people's buckets. Yes, I love that, Stacey. Absolutely. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? You have so much less to give if you're not on your game and you're not learning and you're not feeding your soul on the things that you love. Absolutely. And I love that your son has that book. That's so good that start that young with kids, right? So important. So if something comes out that you want to do and you're like, I don't have the money for that, then your abundance thermostat is set below that amount. Okay. If that same program came up and it was $1,000 and you're like, okay, well, that I would do, then your abundance thermostat is set there. All right. And same with receiving. If someone was to give you $1,000, would you take it? If someone was to give you $50, would you take it? 100? Where's your number? That's where your thermostat setting is. And they're usually pretty close to each other. Okay. Think of it this way. A billionaire, all right, if something that they really want to do costs $1 million, they're not going to bat an eyelash. Not because they just were born with a high abundance thermostat, or just because as a billionaire you just throw money around like a crazy person. Some do, some don't. But because putting that $1 million out, they know that they can get that back. They really feel that they can because they've already got $1 billion. They made all of that happen. That's why when you see, like, they say the rich get richer, or the rich get all these, like, free opportunities, right? You see these, like, super famous celebrities that are, like, rich beyond belief, and everyone's offering them all this free stuff, right? That is, I mean, there's reasons for it because they want them to promote it, right? But that reason that frequency is happening is because they know they would have paid the money for that. Like, they would have done that. They felt powerful enough to give in that way to get something that they wanted. Make sense? Are you still with me? So you want to start to look at where is your comfort level. So let me give you a trick, because here's the thing. The answer is to not just go out and spend $1 million on stuff. I don't want you spending money you don't have. So here's a little trick that you can use when you are trying to give to uplift your thermostat level. And I'll give you one for receiving as well. Okay. So when you are saying, okay, well, I want to go on this amazing vacation, but it's $2,500 and I don't have that in my bank account, but I don't want my thermostat below 2,500, because if I wouldn't give 2,500, that means I can't manifest 2,500. So my thermostat setting is low. I really want to take that up a notch. Maybe I should just drain my savings or throw it all in a credit card. No, stop there. Don't do that. What I want you to do is to really put out into the world the intention to do that, and say, I would really like to go on this vacation. I am open to the miracle means showing up. Okay. What miracle means is the means to do it and to go coming without you understanding how, without you needing to be involved in exactly figuring out the way, without you stressing over it. You're just saying miracle means show up. Maybe some crazy ass thing happens and that money comes to you, all right? Maybe someone offers to pay for it for you. Receive thermostat, can you do that? Maybe someone says, oh, in exchange for this, you can go. Maybe you get, you want to go on this vacation. Someone's like, you know what? Well, actually, you can actually come on this vacation if you work this one day at this. And maybe you say yes for that, okay? There's a bajillion different ways that could happen. We really muddy it up when we think about how. Because remember, your thermostat setting is also directly attached to your personal power setting, all right? Receiving and giving has 100% to do with your own personal power. So if you don't feel powerful enough to get in that miracle means of $2,500, then that's because your power is too low. You don't believe you can, and you've attached outside things to dictating who you are. So if your self-worth is attached to always giving, that's a drain on your power because it's attached to things outside of yourself. But if your self-worth is generated from you, from inside, when only you are in charge of how you feel and the kind of attachment you have to your worth, right? If you're in charge of that, then you are more powerful. So that's what I want you to work on when it comes to giving, all right? Miracle means, send it in. I use that term all the time. I'm a control person. I love to know how. I like to create systems for everything, right? So to just be like, how the heck am I going to get the money to do that thing I really want to do, OMG, it can be hard for people like me. So what I say is miracle means, send it in. The other trick that I do is anytime that I'm investing something, I'm putting money into something, I'm going on a vacation, or maybe I'm buying a class or a program in something, or going to a yoga class, or going to get a massage, or anything like that. Whatever I have to put out, I ask the universe to double it in return. Okay, and I don't even think about the amount. I don't do the math in my head. I just instantly say double it. Okay, so let's say I want to take that $2,500 class, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. Universe, miracle means send it in and double it. All right. So what I would be doing would be working on not just manifesting the $2,500 to cover that class, but doubling it, attracting $5,000. So my investment, my giving out of $2,500 brought me in $5,000. So now I'm $2,500 up. That's how I try to think of every time I invest, and it will really help you get out of that place of fear of, oh my gosh, now that this is out, I'm in a place of lack, all right? Because that's not a powerful place to be either. When it comes to receiving, the trick I have for you is this. Whenever someone gives me something, I ask the universe to help me give it away in a different form, all right? So help me transmute the energy of this gift that I've been given and give it away in another form, and tell me who, and tell me how, and tell me why. But help me take that energy, that good energy, and keep it moving forward. Help me do that, all right? So I just call it the snowball, because you got to keep things simple when you're doing it all the time. So if somebody gives me a nice gift or a nice compliment, I instantly say to the universe, snowball, all right? And I think of it as a snowball rolling down a hill, getting bigger and bigger. So whatever you've given to me, I ask the universe to show me. I don't look for how, right? So I don't get into that self-worth tangle. How can I give even greater? And I wait for the universe to show me. Sometimes it's hard, because sometimes it's like years in between the giving. Sometimes someone gives to you and you give to someone else. But if you keep that energy rolling, it won't get caught up in your self-worth ego trap. Make sense? So the snowball and the miracle means are my two tricks for really helping you lift that up. Remember, any sort of form of abundance is just the means to get you what you want. And the more you believe you have the power to have what you want, you have the power to dictate the kind of life that you live, the more you do that, the better. The more of that stuff is going to come in, because that's raising your personal power up. Listen, the way money is paper, okay? It's not even paper anymore. It's like a card with a number on the internet. Like it's not a real thing. It's just attached to the energy of power. So I want you to also realize that by not going and manifesting all the money that you possibly could, and by not taking all the classes that you could take, or getting a massage once in a while, or buying the cute shirt, or going on amazing vacations, by not doing that, you're not leaving it for someone else to get, because it's everyone's personal power is attached to what they manifest. If you pass by, $3 billion in your lifetime, and you just stick with your other pile and you don't grab that other $3 billion that's in the universe for you to grab, it doesn't go to anyone. It's just wasted. It's wasted means for you to take something in, create the most powerful version of yourself you can, and then use that power to give to other people. True power is giving. Right? So you can't give from an empty cup. If you can talk about some amazing experiences you've had and use that to expand who you are, and to then give to other people and to inspire other people and show them how to live a more magnificent life, then that's so much more to give than if you're just living mediocre paycheck by paycheck life, right? It's really hard to inspire people to be the best version of themselves when you live in a cardboard box and have all of your items lying around you, and you're like, but really, take my advice. Like, it's not going to have the weight that it would have if you are showing people that you have manifested a really great life to yourself, and that they can do it too. None of those things will make you happy, but all of those things can increase the feelings that you want in your life. They can increase the experience that you have here. I don't know about you guys, but when I get over to the other side for that meeting you have, when you get over there, I want to be like, oh my gosh, I found everything you sent me. I found a bajillion dollars that had my name on it. I found every single penny of it, and I used it to experience things and to give to others, and to enhance my own life, and to also enhance other people's lives. I experienced everything. I traveled around. I saw stuff. I met as many people as I could. I did my purpose in my biggest way. I had a ball, I'm exhausted, I'm going to go take a nap now. That's how I want it. Not like, well, I didn't take too much. No, right? That's how I want to show up. So think about that as well.